The Canucks prospects just finished up 2 games in Seattle. Some prospects set out, some prospects brought me right back down to reality about where they truly are, and I got to see some prospects for the first time. So let's talk about those 2 games. We're going to be breaking both of them down in this video, and I'm also going to go through who stood out. How's it going, guys? I'm Canucks Land. Today, yet again, yes, we're going through the prospect showcase. It was really fun, except for the technical difficulties and the fact that I didn't really think that the Canucks did too well. Giving these players a platform to play their game, especially seeing what other teams have done. I know a lot of people are like, they're prospect games, it doesn't matter, but if other teams are showing out, I mean, I saw like 5 highlights of Demidov. Like, I understand we don't have a player like Demidov on our team, but like, I'm seeing highlights in the Bell Center with commentary about Demidov, and for this game we saw no 80s music at the start with just the center ice logo for most of the first period, which that was not great. So we don't even know what happened because the production value was just not there. But in the second period, in the first period we finally cut to like the normal camera, and we still had the 80s music going, but then they cut out the 80s music and it was just silence, not even arena noise. Usually it's arena noise, that's what I expect. But Aleksei was able to score. What a goal for him. I'm just going to go through quickly with the games. I went to try to look at highlights and see if they put together a nice package with some of the close plays. Nope, just some saves. Like, it was the goals and saves. Highlight packages could have been better as well. But Aleksei, what a goal. He powers his way in, puts it top shelf. I like his play. Thought he was great. Sherratt quickly after put off a quick shot, just kind of little spin, bang. Roofed it. What a goal for him. I was impressed by that goal. And then Poisson scored. I was so confused. Saw a lot of people saying Berard. Saw a lot of people saying DPD. I was saying DPD. I thought DPD got it. It was Poisson. So Berard makes a beautiful pass. And then DPD makes a pass in front and beats the goaltender. And Poisson is just back there, just able to put it in. DPD probably could have shot it in, but he made the pass. So maybe he didn't have an angle. But then we blew the lead. That wasn't fun. That was Canucks hockey, though. At least these prospects know how to play the Canucks way. They blew the 3-0 lead, and they lost 5-3, adding an empty netter on top of it. Medvedev played in goal. I'm trying not to talk too much about who stood out, because I'll get into that later. Medvedev started this game. He didn't start the next game. They went with Koskenvuo. I hope I'm saying it right. I think that's how you say it, Koskenvuo. But Lekkerimaki would open it up. No Braeden Cootes in this one. He got hurt in the first game, and then they took him out for precautionary reasons. Willander also got hurt in the first game, but he was able to return for the second game. Pettersson took the role of Cootes on the first line with Aleksei and Lekkerimaki, and they opened the scoring. Pettersson sent it in front, got it to Lekkerimaki. He was able to beat the goaltender. It was Coco in the first game. I think it might have been the other goaltender in the second game for Seattle, just kind of like how Vancouver did it. And then Obo Fafo, I think that's how you say it. I hope that's how you say it. Scored. Let me just go make sure I spelt it right, because Obo Bafo. Obo Fafo. I think I'm at Obo Bafo. There we go. It's a little part of this video of me trying to figure out how to say his name. He scored off a nice, just little patience, boom. Beat the goaltender with patience. Really nice goal. Then Pettersson with a really nice shot. He got a goal and assist in this game, and they didn't blow the lead. That was great. They held on to it. It was 3-2, the final in that game. So a 5-3 loss followed by a 3-2 win to Seattle. I don't know. I liked it. I didn't catch most of the second game. I only caught the third. So a lot of my notes for the second game are just the third period. The first game, though, I watched the whole game, except for, obviously, the center ice camera. If you guys watched the game, you would know. But, yeah, I thought I was impressed by a lot of these players. Medvedev being the first one. I thought he looked great. He's 18. He's like 18, 19, just drafted. And I thought he looked very solid. He was making great saves. I thought he was let out to dry on most of the goals. I thought that, his performance was good. He even made great saves on goals. Like, I'll get into this later when I get into another player, but Medvedev made one save, stretched out, made another save, and then the puck just got in front and there was a guy there that put it in. Great saves there. I was really impressed. I liked his performance. I can't wait to see Ian Clark's team. I know Ian Clark's not the goalie coach anymore. I forget who the goalie coach is, but his work with Medvedev, and probably Ian Clark is probably overseeing it, as he has a scouting role. He says, hey, we should pick Medvedev. They're probably asking him, hey, what should we do with Medvedev? How should we? So I can't wait to see what they do with him. He looks great. Hopefully his development goes well. I can't wait to see him in about 5 years. DPD looked like the best Canuck in the first game to me, and he looked great in the second game. He was really, really, really solid. I like that he got chirpy. He got a little physical, then a little talkative in that first game. I didn't think he drove a penalty at all. Did really good. I liked it. In the second game, though, in the end, near the third period, they're up by 1, and DPD takes a little bad, I think it was a bad boarding call at a bad time with like 2 minutes to go. Luckily, they were able to kill it off, so, Canucks made up for his mistake. But other than that, I thought he was great. DPD, I thought he was going to make the NHL. Out of every player on this roster, the only player I thought was going to make the NHL was DPD. And I see it. DPD looked very, very solid. The next player, Wilmer Ulriksson, looked like the best Canucks forward in Game 1. Now, I'm not sure about Game 2 for the entirety of the game. I went to go see if there was highlights, and I was like, oh, I'll maybe see the first and second period. Nope, just goals. I thought Wilmer Aleksei looked like the best forward in the first game. Not sure about the second game. I was still very impressed with his play. Very solid. He looks like he's improved a lot. I really liked him the season prior, but I think he's improved way more up to this season. I hope he makes Abbotsford. It's going to be, because I think at this point he might be too developed for the OHL, and it just might become like a waste of time setting him there. He might go back. But I think Abbotsford is the way to go. I think send him to Abbey, have him play third and fourth line. He's got the physicality to play this role. I can't wait to see it. Willander. I don't think Willander's NHL ready, but that's not a diss to him. I thought he looked amazing. I thought he looked great. I really liked how he would set up on the breakout. I like his transition game, how fast he is on the rush, the fact that he goes and joins the rush. I just don't think he's quite there, but I'm excited to see him in Abbotsford. I think Abbotsford's going to be a great stepping stone for him. I feel like if he goes down there, find his North American play. I mean, he has played NCAA, so he's been in North America, but the pro level North America hockey, get into that style of play, because the AHL is a good place to do it. I mean, that's where you guys grow. A lot of the guys who just won the Calder Cup in Abbotsford are going to move up. Hopefully he plays in Abbey, top pair, get some good minutes, and then I could see him coming in this year if he develops well. I think next year, though, he makes the NHL for sure. This year, I'm 50-50. But I'm happy he's going to be AHL or NHL. It doesn't matter. He's going to get good quality development wherever he is. And Koskinen as well looked great. I think he's behind Ty Young, Patera, and Tolopilo in our goalie system, so he's our fourth goalie in the AHL system, sixth goalie in our system. I think he's above Medvedev, obviously, because Medvedev was just drafted. He looked great for the limited play that I saw. He made some really good saves at the end. But yeah, just what I kind of expected him to be, more of a mature, solid goaltender. He probably would win the game. That Medvedev would probably lose his game. I like this play. Solid. I kind of expected it, and hopefully. I think he's probably going to play Kalamazoo, though. I don't think he's going to play in Abbotsford. But if there's injuries, we could obviously see him in Abbotsford. Hopefully he gets some time there just to see what how he could do. But Medvedev is the guy that the Canucks are going to go with, and same with Tolopilo and Ty Young. Those are going to be the two guys that they're going to go with in Abbotsford, probably. Patera as well, but Patera dealt with injuries last year, so there's a chance he could deal with it this season. All right, now to the people who not just I think. A lot of the players, although they did impress me with a lot of their play, there's some players who were iffy. We're gonna go with the smaller ones first here. We're gonna go with Josh Bloom. I was really impressed with Bloom's play in the first game. I thought that he was pretty good. He had a really good shift that I really enjoyed. I think he got it in the defensive zone, and he kind of really took over the play. Really liked it. There was in the second game in the third period, though, he made a really, really weak pass. He was getting hit, but he had time to look up and make the pass, and it just ended up really weak, and it got intercepted. I don't think it ended up in a goal, but it probably ended up in a chance. He's got to be more sure, just got to be more sure on those passes. But we all have those passes, just one of them. Bloom, I'm excited though. Hopefully he plays in Abbey. I think he was playing Saginaw. I know he won the Memorial Cup with Saginaw 2 seasons ago. Hopefully Abbotsford, but maybe OHL, or it would be WHL. Would it? I don't know. Oh, how am I mistaking this? Mineo. The goal that Medvedev made, the 2 great saves, the guy was able to get in, and it was Mineo's guy. He just needs to be harder on that player. He needs to clear the net. Because if Medvedev makes those 2 good saves, he needs to be between the guy and the net. That's the easiest thing. Just a simple mistake that caused a goal. One mistake, but Mineo obviously just has some defensive stuff to work on. I was still impressed with his skating. I thought it was great. I didn't see much of him because I was really focused on DPD and Willander. The defenseman, it's iffy because I'm like, where's DPD? Where's Willander? But I liked Mineo's play other than that. Cootes just had one time where he had a really good pass, but he caused the 4th Seattle goal. He had like 3 chances to get the puck out of the zone, and he was just way too weak on it. If he was just a little harder on the puck, could have got it out, wouldn't have caused that goal. But I like his size. I feel like he needs to use it a little bit more. I'm not sure. Yet again, the second game, he could have used his size. But if Cootes does come up and play pro hockey, he's got the size. Lekkerimaki. This is one where I was expected a lot. Now, the second game he got a goal, and I really liked how he got set up and open for that goal. He had another same thing as Bloom, just a pass that he has to be more sure on. You got to be sure on every pass when you want to make the NHL, because the NHL will make you make mistakes. If you're making mistakes at a lower level, then you're going to make more mistakes in the NHL. If you tighten up those mistakes at the lower level, then you get to the NHL. What's going to cause you to make the mistakes is the NHL, just how the NHL is. Lekkerimiki's just got to be sure on passes, but I hope he makes the team. I'm really hopeful he makes the team, but I think he's gonna start in Abbotsford. Based on what I saw last year too, I thought he was gonna start in Abbotsford. He had a shorter summer, probably didn't get too much time to work on his stuff, but Lekkerimaki looked good. Other than the first game and other than that one pass, I thought he looked good. Hopefully he makes the NHL at like a top 6 role, but I see him being in the AHL for one more season. Now there's guys, this is a long video, I apologize, but now we're going to get into the little quick itty-bitty, the guys who I didn't know of who impressed, except for one, and we'll get into him right away. Braeden Cootes, I hope he's okay. Very good defensively, was happy to see him out on the PK, getting those defensive reps in, because he's definitely more of a two-way center. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he can get into camp and get some reps with NHL guys. And he's probably going to go back to the WHL. He's probably going to go back to Seattle for 1 to 2 more seasons. Could see him in the AHL in a couple of years. He could make the jump to the NHL, but I think it's going to be AHL. Hopefully he develops good. Hopefully he's okay. I was impressed with his play throughout when he did play, though. Berard. I'm excited to see him in Abbotsford. I know he signed specifically with Abbotsford. I was very impressed. He had a great pass to DPD on that goal where DPD sent it to Poisson. He had a really good shift in the net front in the second game for me. I really liked this play, was impressed. Can't wait to see him in Abbotsford. Hopefully he plays a lot. Poisson as well, I was really impressed with. He looked pretty good. Not like NHL caliber prospect, but I thought he looked very solid and could sneak his way into like to the AHL. Probably is where he's gonna max out at. But was impressed. Oreskevich. He made a really, really good play in the defensive zone and then continued it, adding some offensive pressure. Was really impressed with that one play. Dervin, very noticeable. I was happy with that. I like the guys who are noticeable even if you're not scoring goals, doing big defensive plays, but you're out there, you're making your name, you're going out, making plays, making sure that you're noticeable. I like Dervin. Just, always felt like he was in the right spot for me, just for support. He'd get up there if a guy got into the corner. He's always up right there to either go in, add support, or take the puck out. Really was really impressed with that. Bloom had a shift that really impressed me. Alkos looked really good in his own end. I know he's signed with Abbotsford. But yeah, that is about it. Tried to go through all those small ones quickly, and then the major ones, get more time, because obviously those are our top prospects. Thank you so much for watching. Who were you impressed by if you made it to this point of the video? Who were you impressed by? I know it's probably going to be the same three: DPD, Willander, Medvedev, with Lekkerimaki being a little bit more disappointing. Same with Aleksei. But yeah, let me know who you're impressed by. Leave a comment down below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. The video on your right is the video from Friday. The video on your left is the video from Wednesday. Subscribe's right down under there. See you guys in the next one. Bye.